channel for today because we have close to an hour's time. So we'll cover the email channel today where we teach you how to go about with getting the data. So this is more of a batch and blast scenario where you want to like you get some maybe third party data, you want to send an email to all of them explaining the scenario. So what we do here is how we get the data imported. How do we select which sender name and sender profile that has been set up already? How to select that, or if you want to create a new one, how to go ahead and create that. Then how to create emailers. So emailers can be created in two ways. One is the HTML code, which we have generally received from Kunal's end, or we can even do the using the drag and drop feature. And once the email is created, how to add in personalization like the name, the project name, and how to go ahead and send this mailer out from the platform.
Okay.
So that's what we'll be covering today. So what we will do, we'll cover this. Then I think whichever day works for you, like if this sometime this week, we'll cover on the SMS, which would not take more than 15 to 20 minutes. And then we'll cover on the journey and automation aspect to guide you through with how you can go ahead, create multiple different journeys and send it out.
Okay.
Sure. So I'll like Vikas will be taking the lead. Umang, I'll be there around. But if you just need anything, just ping me Vikas. I'll step in.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Thank you, Umang. Thank you, Kunal.
Thanks.
So this is our Salesforce Marketing Cloud platform dashboard. So once you log in into Salesforce Marketing Platform, you will be redirected to this page, and these are different applications that we have available within this platform. So we are going to primarily focus on emails today. So for that, we'll using this application, Email Studio. So once I hover over this Email Studio text, I will get the option to click on email. So I'll click on email, and we'll be redirected inside the Email Studio itself. So these are the different options that are available. These are the different tabs: overview, content, subscribers, interaction, A/B testing, tracking, and admin. So primarily we use four of these, like content, subscribers, tracking, and admin. In the content tab, we will have all the content that we have our for our particular business unit. We have available here. We have the folder structure here. Within subscribers, we have all the subscriber data and different folders that we have created to house the subscriber data for our particular business unit. And then in tracking, we have the feature to reach to all of our send reports. And within admin, we get the features like send management, so we can select the particular sender profile, delivery profile, and send classification, all these things. So we'll go through these one by one. So the first thing that we are going to learn about is like how to create a data extension inside the Salesforce Marketing Cloud, so that we can use that data extension later to send our communication to our subscribers.
Okay.
Sure. So to create a data extension, we will go inside Email Studio, and within Email Studio, we'll select to subscribers, and we are going to create our folder in which we want to create our data extension. For this, for right now, the test folder is already here. So I'll create my data extension inside this folder. If you want, we can just right click on data extension, and you will get the option to create a new folder as well. So I'll select the test folder for now. And on the top right hand corner, you can see the create option is there to create the data extension. I'll click on create, and it will give us option to create a type of data extension. For this, we are going to use a new data extension, not a filtered one or a random. So we'll create a standard data extension and click on OK. So now it is asking us to give the data extension a name. So we will give it a name as like campaign 01. And now we know that we are going to use this data extension to do email sends in the future. So I'll select the is sendable and is testable option. So what happens is, if when you are creating a new data extension and you forget to or you miss to select this option, is sendable option, So when you are going to do a send, at that time you won't be able to see this data extension into that send to select as an audience. So we must click on this if we want, if we know that our data extension will be housing the email addresses of the subscribers from which we are going to do the future sends. So we'll select these two options. I'll click on next. We'll keep the retention settings to off because we do not want to lose any of our data in the future. So we'll keep it as on off. We don't need to change this, and we'll move to the next option. Here it will give us option to create the fields that we'll have in our data extension. So let's have a look at the file from which we are going to import the data inside Salesforce Marketing Cloud. So I'll move back to my desktop, and inside import we can, so this is the file. This is, as you can see, the extension of this file is Microsoft Excel comma separated value file. So the file should be of CSV format so that we can import the data from this file inside Salesforce Marketing Cloud. So I'll open this file, and we can see this file has these four different fields. So but for this test we'll import these two fields only, because these are the two fields that we'll be needing to sending our emails. So the first field is email and the next one is name. So I'll copy the name of this field and I'll paste that inside here as well. So now this is an email. So I'll select the data type as email. We can also type anything else here, but if I type email ID here, so when we go into the next step where we map fields, the both the fields might not get mapped automatically. So if you want to do the mapping automatically, we can copy the field names for from here. So they get mapped automatically in that case. So I'll give the field name as email ID. The data type will be email address. And every person inside our database has a different email address. That is their unique identification. So I'll select that as primary key. And the next field that we want to create is name. So I'll copy the field here and I'll paste name, and I'll select this as nullable, and the length I'll keep as 250 because some of our subscribers might have a longer name, so I'll keep it as 250. I'll set the send relationship as email address because that is the unique value here inside our data extension. So I'll click on create. So once I click on create, now the data extension is created, but there is no data inside this data extension. As we can see, the record count shows 0. So what we want to do, we want to import this data, these three records, inside our data extension. For that, I'll open the data extension that I have just created. I'll go to the records option, and here I'll use the import option to import the data inside this data extension. uh, uh, are there any questions till now, till the data extension creation part?
Not from my side.
Yeah, it's all right.
Sure. So to import the data inside this data extension that we just created, I'll click on the import option, and within this UI, you can see the file location will be from my computer that is already selected. So I'll browse our file. I'll go to the desktop, and here in Purti Reality, we have this file that we are going to use the data to import it from. Click on open, and I'll select the import type as override. So there are different types available here. Add and update. So we can add data and update the data that is already inside the data extension. Add only, update only, or we can use override. So what override does is that all the data that is inside that data extension will be erased, and the data from this file will be imported inside that data extension. So for now, as the data extension is already empty, so I'll select override and I'll go next. So this is the mapping part that I was talking about. So here you can see email is already mapped with email ID, or and the name is already mapped with name. So as the name of the fields are similar, so they got automatically mapped. So if there are more than two fields or more than 4 5 fields, they might not get automatically mapped. So in that case, you will have to use the map manually option, and then we will have to map it. So like email ID, we will map with name, we will map with map, and we'll map the email ID with email, and we'll click on next. So now you can check all the settings that you have selected, the name of the file, the type, the date format, import type is override, and we have mapped manually. This is the email address that you put to receive the notification about the import activity that you are running. So you will get the notification on this email address, whichever email address that you put in here. I'll click on import, and the import will start. Import successfully started, you will be notified. So we'll close this window, and we'll go back to our data extension folder, and we'll go back to our test folder where we have our data extension. And right now the record count is showing as 0. I'll open this data extension. It's processing as of now. Let me refresh the page once. So we'll go back to test. Here you can see our data extension now have 3 records. Let's open and look at the records that we have imported. So as you can see, they have the name and the email address of the subscribers that we wanted. So I'll go back. So this is how you create a data extension and how you import your data inside Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Uh, are there any questions till this part?
No.
Sure.
No.
Sure. So the next part that we'll be covering is creating the content that we want to send to our subscribers. For that, we will need to move to the email studio content part. So I'll click on content. And the same way that we had the folder structure inside our data extension or subscriber tab, we will have the hierarchy or the folder structure here as well. As you can see, these are the folders that we have created. And if we want to create any more folder, we can just right click on a folder's name, and we can get all these options: create folder, delete folder, rename folder, move folder. So let's say we want to create a new folder. So I'll click on create folder, and I'll name it as demo. You can delete it later. And click on create. So now the folder is created inside Purti Rama folder, and we'll go inside demo. So here I want to create our email. So I'll click on create email message, and I'll select. If we have an HTML, we can just click on HTML, and we'll get an option to paste the HTML there. So for now, I'm going to use a template option. I'll click on template, and inside empty, we'll use the blank template so that we can customize this accordingly. So I'll name the email as demo Purti, and I'll go on next. Here I'll get the option to select the content for our email. So just give me 1 minute till I look for the content that we are going to use right now. So now as I have the content ready with us, let me share again. So now here, let's say we have this content that we want to use inside our email. So this is the emailer that we want to create. So we can see that we have a banner image, then we have another image, then we have text, then we have a button, and then we have some text, the clickable text that are housed parallelly inside the same content block. So to create this particular email, we have two options. Either we can use the HTML. So first, let's see how we can create the template. Then we'll go to the HTML part. So here we can add our subject line, whatever subject line we are going to use. So let's say the subject line for our last email was this. So I'll just copy the text, I'll paste the text here and I'll click on done. Now we have the subject line here for our email. Same with the pre-header as well. So we'll copy the pre-header and I'll paste it here. Now we'll have the pre-header. So the first thing we want is a image. So I'll drag the image block and I'll paste it here inside the layout. And now I will browse for the image. So to first, before we browse for the image, we need to add that particular image inside Salesforce Marketing Cloud. So let me show you how that is done. So I'll go back to content. Inside content, inside the demo folder, I want to copy that particular image. So I'll open the demo folder and in the top right hand corner, I'll click on create and the last option is upload. So we want to upload our image inside Salesforce Marketing Cloud. So I'll go on content and here we need to navigate where our image is. So we'll go inside demo. So the updated banner image is here. So what we'll do, we will import all of these in one go. So I'll click on open and now we can click on upload and publish. So all these images will be uploaded and I'll click on sort and upload. Now we have all the images inside Salesforce Marketing Cloud. I'll go back to my email and I'll click on browse. Inside demo, I have my banner image. I'll select it. I'll click on select. And now you can see we have our banner image available here. Are there any questions till now regarding this?
No.
No.
Sure. So we'll look at the image. The next thing where we want is the Purti Ramual logo image with 2 and 3 BHK homes text. So the next thing we want is an image as well. So I'll click on done editing and I'll drag the another image block and I'll move it just below the banner image. And here we'll have to select our another image. This is the image that we were talking about. And we'll click on select. And now you can see that image is also available here. The next thing that we want is the text. So I'll go back and I'll drag a text block here. and we want to enter our text here. Let me just copy the text from the content. I'll paste the text here, and now I can change the font of the text and the size of the text as well as per our need. So now as we can see, the text is there. We want, so as you can see, the text is there, but the spacing is not equal. So we want some more spacing above the welcome line and below the college line as well. So to add that, I'll go back to our block and I'll go to the block settings, and we want to add the padding to the top and bottom of this particular block. So I'll unclick this and add the 20 pixel of padding both on the top as well as on the bottom. So now we can see the spacing is correct as we can see in the image. Now we want to integrate this no more button here. So I'll select the button content block here. I'll drag it and I'll paste it here just below. Here you can select the text and the background color and the link and the curvature of the corners of this particular button. So let's go back. We want more curvature here. So I'll try to increase that. Okay, that looks better. So now we'll have to select the background. We want the background to be black. So I'll select the background color to be black, and the button text should show, it should say no more. Change this to no more and increase the pixel size to 17. Now it looks almost ready, but we need to paste the link here. So we can paste the link here. So once the customer clicks on that particular button, he will be redirected there. So let me just get the link from another one of our emails. I'll copy the link and I'll paste the link here. Click on done editing. So whenever someone clicks on this button, he will be redirected to this link that I just pasted. Purti Aroma. Okay, so the last thing here is the footer image that we want to add. So for that, I'll select another image block. I'll paste it here and we'll select our footer image here. And now the footer image is there, available just below our button. Click on done editing. So this is how we create our email using the template form. Now if you want to create an HTML email, for that I'll go on right top corner create. So before I start with the HTML email, do we have any questions regarding the template addition of this email?
No.
Sure.
No.
Okay, great. So we'll go on right top corner create, and in email message we will select the HTML option. So now we'll name it as Purti Demo HTML. We'll click on next. So here we want to paste our HTML that we have received. So I'll go to the file. Here I have all the HTML present. So you can see once we paste the HTML here, the whole of the email is visible here. But in reality, this is not how the email will be visible, because in this HTML I have pasted the links of the images that are present here. So let me just remove those so you can. So this is how your email will look once you paste the paste the HTML inside Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Now you can see there are three images that we are not able to see here. So for that, we'll need to add the image URL. So for adding the image URL, what we need to do, the first image we know is the banner image. So I'll go to the top of the page on the first line and I'll do Control F. So I want to find the word SRC. I'll click enter and we can see the first value for SRC is here. So we need to enter the banner image here, the first image that is present inside our email. So I'll go back here and I'll go back to the page where I pasted the images. Inside demo folder, we have our banner image, but in template like we added directly, we cannot add directly. We want the URL of this image because this image was published by Salesforce Marketing Cloud. So I'll go to the right and in the drop down I will get copy published URL option. So I'll click on this option. Now the URL is copied. I'll go back and just between the quotes I'll paste the image URL. So once I paste the image URL, the image will be visible here. So the next image that we want is just below the no more button. So I'll click Control F, no more. I'll click here. Once we reach no more, I'll do a Control F again and I'll search for SRC. And the next image that we got is here. So the next image that we have just below no more or just before no more, we had our Purti Aroma and that is just before the welcome text. So first we'll go for that where we'll go the welcome part and just above that we'll have that. So I'll do a Control F, SRC. The first image we have already pasted as you can see here. The next image that we have, we'll have to paste it here inside these two codes. So I'll go back to the folder. I'll select the publish URL again and I'll paste the URL here. So the Purti Aroma is now visible. Now I'll go to no more again. So the no more text, I'll do a Control F and I'll do a SRC directly. So the next SRC is this. Here we'll need to paste the next image and that is this one. So I'll select and I'll copy publish URL and I'll paste it here. So now the image is here. So this is how we can create a HTML email. So once the HTML email is ready, then we can do a preview and test. Similarly, we can do with the template. So once we move to preview and test, we'll have to select a subscriber whose preview we want here. So let me explain you how this works. So let's say we want to do a personalization of this particular subscriber. So let's select the data extension that we entered the data into and it was inside the test folder. So this is the name of the data extension that we did enter the data into and I'll select this subscriber. So you can see the name and email address and this is how the email will look to this particular subscriber. That is what is meant by subscriber preview. So if you want to do a personalization, so inside subscriber preview we can see both desktop as well as mobile. So this is how this will look in a mobile device and this is how this will look in a desktop device. Now to the next thing that we want to do personalization. For that we'll do a personalization inside the subject line. So we'll go back to add content and here you can see we can add the personalization Purti Aroma and we'll add a word here hi and we want the name of our subscribers to be populated here. So we'll do percent and name of the field. So as we can remember from our document from which we imported the data. This is the document from which we imported the data. The name of the field that had the name of the subscribers was name itself. So I'll copy this field name and I'll paste after %%, I'll paste name and I'll do %% again. Hi, then name of the subscriber, and I'll do a comma and space. So I'll click on done and I have done a personalization of name here. I'll go to the next. And now this should automatically populate. So now like it says Purti Aroma, hi Purti, construction in full swing. Now if I change the subscriber whose preview we are viewing, so it will, the name will change. So now it says hi Mukul. If I change it again, it will show hi Sriharini, construction in full swing. So this is how preview and test and personalization works inside an email. Is it clear till now? Are there any questions?
No.
Sure. So we can, like we are doing the personalization inside subject, we can do that inside pre-header, we can do inside anywhere inside the body. So let's say we want to personalize our email like welcome Mukul to Purti Aroma. So for that, we'll just have to move to that part where it says welcome inside our HTML, and we will need to add the personalization there. So I'll go on top, I do Control F and welcome. I'll click enter. So here it says welcome to Purti Aroma. So I'll change it to welcome, then %%, then the name, %%, and then a comma. And I'll click on save. And when I do a preview and test, so right now Sriharini is selected. If I change the subscriber to Mukul and we go down, it shows welcome Mukul to Purti Aroma. So this is how we can use the personalization inside subject line if you want. If you want to do it inside the body of the email, we can do it inside the body of the email as well. Now moving to the next topic, that is a test send. So to do a test send, we will have to be in this preview and test tab and we'll select on this email icon here. If we hover over it, it will show us test send. I'll click on this and here you can see it will give us option to do a test send. We can add up to 5 email IDs on which we want to do a test send on. So right now this email ID is added. So let's say we want to add another email ID. I'll just copy that particular email ID. I do a Control C and I'll paste it here and I'll press enter. Now I can do a test send on this particular email ID. And when I click on send test and I click on confirm and send, the test email will be sent with this prefix test. So this is how we do a test send to a particular email ID. We can add up to 5 email IDs here, or if you want to do a test send to more than 5 people, we can directly select the test data extension here. So the data extension that we just created inside data extension folder test campaign 01, we can select that as well. So in that way, once the campaign is selected, we can do a test send and then the email will be sent to all the 3 people that are inside that particular data extension. This is how we do a test send. So this is about creating the content and doing the test send, doing the preview and test and the personalization inside an email. Now the next, if we have our data ready that we have, and if we have our email ready and we do want to do a live send, for that we will need to learn about one more thing, that is send classification. So send classification, to learn about send classification, we will go to the admin tab Inside admin tab, inside send management, as we can see, sender profile, delivery profile, and send classification. These are the three fields that we want to know about. So within sender profile, as you can see, there are two sender profiles here for our particular business unit. And here, if we check our default sender profile, so the sender profile has the from name and from email address. Let's go back. Let's check the other one. Purti Reality. So this is the from name and the from email address that we have available here. So this is the from name and the from email address. These are the two things that will be visible to our subscriber when he receives an email from our business unit. Are there any questions regarding the sender profile?
No.
And if we want, we can create multiple sender profiles with different from names and different from email addresses as well. So I'll just go back, and here in the create option, once I click on create, I'll get an option to create a sender profile. We can name our sender profile, and we can add the from name and from email address that should be verified by SAP domain. And then we can add another sender profile from here. Same with the delivery profile. The delivery profile has the header and footer and the IP address. We can create and check what data is there. So as you can see, the name is Purti Reality and IP address is account default. We are not using any pre-made header from Salesforce Marketing Cloud in our emails, as we are creating our own. We are creating our own subject lines and footers as well. So we have selected none here. So let's go back to content to see how we can send our emails to a particular set of subscribers. So I'll go back to content where we have our emails. And inside here, inside the demo folder, we have our email, the HTML email that we created. So I'll drop down and I'll click on send. So once we click on send, we are now in the send user interface. Here are different milestones that we have to complete to do this send. So the first option we get is to select the sender profile and delivery profile. So we'll keep it as Purti Reality, and we'll keep the delivery profile as Purti Reality as well. Then we click on next. Once we have set up our sender profile and delivery profile, here we can select the set of subscribers to whom we want to send the email to. So within data extension, we have created this, the new data extension that we created inside test campaign 01. So I'll just drag this and move it to targeted, and I'll click on select. We are sending from all subscribers. So inside targeted, we have those three people, and those three will receive our email. Here, if you want to exclude anyone from a particular send, and we have their name inside data extension, so we can drag that and keep it in excluded. For now, we are not excluding anyone, so I'll remove it by clicking on the cross, and we'll go to next one. You have once we have added our targeted subscriber base with the use of the data extension, I'll click on next, and here you will get the option to configure your delivery, as the option says. So in configuring your delivery, you can send immediately or you can schedule it to be sent later on any particular day. So let's say we want to send this email tomorrow 4 p.m. So we can schedule it accordingly to get this email sent tomorrow 4 p.m. So this is how we can schedule it. So for now, we'll select send immediately and we'll go next. Here it gives you an option to check all the things that you have selected. The target audience is this one. This is the name of your email. This is the subject line of your email. This is how your email is supposed to look. And these are the all different things that you have selected during this whole procedure. So once you have confirmed everything, you can just click on this box. This information is correct and this email is ready to send. You just click on send and the send will be done. So this is how we configure a send or schedule a send for particular set of subscribers inside our Marketing Cloud business unit. Are there any questions regarding this format?
No.
Sure, sure. Great. So let's go back from the send email UI. And now we want to know if we have done any send, how we are going to track eh, the reports, that how many people have opened our email, how many people have clicked on our particular link. So for that, once creating an HTML, it is necessary to add a open link URL so that you can track the open of your email. For that, you will need to go inside your email during the creation, and here inside content you go to the bottom of your email, and just before the table ends, here you are going to add your tracking URL. So to add the tracking URL, you go to this option, insert code snippet. You click on the drop down, and the last option is track email open. You click on track email open, and the tracking URL will be added to your HTML email. If you are creating a template email, it gets added automatically. You do not need to add it manually using the snippet code. But if you are creating an HTML email, you need to add it. And if it is not added, it will give you an uh, a pop-up when you are trying to send the email as well, that you have not added the tracking link URL, and your clicks and opens won't be tracked. As you can see, this is already added here. That's why it was not giving us the pop-up. The open counter is already added in this one, like we have added. So once you have added, then you can, once you have done the send, then you can check how your particular email send is performing. For that, you will now need to go to the tracking option. So you click on tracking, and here you will get all the records of your sends that you have done in the past. So these are the different email sends that we have done in the past. So let's look at this email send that was done on 6th of April 2023 around 11 a.m. So we'll select this, we'll open this, and we want to check. So we can see this is the email that was sent, and it was sent to around 3,000 people to 999, and it was delivered to 2,789 people. We got 172 hard bounce, 38 soft bounce, and 0 block bounce. So if you want to see whom are these people who didn't get our email, we can just click on here, and the subscriber key and their details will be available here of the people whom the recipient's mailbox is full and has exceeded storage. So for soft bounce, this is a temporary situation. For a hard bounce, this is a permanent situation. So to soft bounces, we can add them in our future email sends, because this is a temporary situation and this guy might get his email box empty so that he will receive the new emails. So this is the data that we have available here. This is the delivery rate. Out of 3,000 people, 92.998% of people have received our email. This is the open activity. As you can see in the tracking, these are the total number of opens. These are the unique opens. How many people opened our email out of 3,000. This is how many number of people who have clicked down on our email, and in total how many clicks, how many people unsubscribed. All the data we can get here inside tracking. And if you want to check how many people clicked on how many percentage of links, we can go into the click activity option, and here you can see how many percent of people clicked on which option. So 0% clicked on view as web page, 63.2% of people clicked on the banner image, then 63.2% of people clicked on no more, and 36.8% of people clicked on unsubscribe link. So this is a click activity where we can check where are the people clicking inside our complete email. So this is about the tracking part. We can get the tracking about our past sends, and we can export the data as well using the export option. So we'll just click on export, and here you will get the option you want to export is as an PDF or you want to export is an Excel sheet. So you'll select Excel sheet, and the delivery method you can get is at within browser. So the file will be downloaded, or you can get it as a email attachment. You will have to just enter your email address here. So you'll get the file, the data as an email attachment to your email address. So this is how you export the tracking data to your particular ID. So this is for the tracking part. So by this, we are now done with the email studio itself. If you guys have any questions about any part inside the email studio, you can ask me.
Not from my side. I guess we can test this out, and then if we have any doubts, then we can just clarify.
Yes,
Right.
yes, absolutely. I think once you go through it and you try to create your own content, your own data extension, and import your own data, then you might run into one or two issues. You can refer the recording for at that time, or you can directly contact me or Mukul via me. So you will be able to resolve those issues
Sure.
subsequently. Yes. So let me just ping Mukul so that we can conclude the call.
Anything from your side, Kunal?
Nothing right now. As you said, once we start using it, unless we use it, we won't be able to say anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Just let me ping Mukul. Just 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
Hi, Umang.
Yeah, hi.
I think. Hello, Umang. Can you hear me?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Umang, so just wanted to check. I mean, any questions? Once again, I'll just stop the recording. Yep. Any questions for now?